Hello and welcome back to VEDS. Today I'm going to be responding to James's challenge to show off one of our collections, and like I mentioned in yesterday's response video, I'm going to be showing off my LEGO minifigure collection, or at least some select pieces from it. A lot of my LEGO minifigures come from LEGO sets, however, I also have gotten into custom LEGO figures, and so some of the ones we will be looking at today are custom. I'll try to point out when those are custom and when they're official, but I did want to start out with one of the official ones. I showed my Batman 1966 set yesterday, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a better close-up of those figures. Here is Adam West, and here is Cesar Romero, and you can see some of the cool details on here. Like the little mustache they drew for Cesar Romero, because of course he refused to shave his mustache and just painted over it every time he played the Joker. The Batman, as I mentioned yesterday, has the bat eyebrows. I also think there's a lot of really cool detailing on the belt. And if you take off the cowl, you can see they have these little goggles where the eyes of the cowl go. That is different from the older Batman figures. This one just has this white strip over where the eyes for the cowl go, and it's almost like a kind of like a bandana. And I'm not sure if they did that with the Robert Pattinson Batman figure, but I know they did it with the recent Batman Returns figure, which, like you can see, has the goggles as well. So it's just cool to see how they evolve that character over time, because of course there are a million different versions of Batman, and just about all of them get Lego sets at some point. My oldest minifigure comes from a 1990s set, Forestman's Crossing, which was part of the Legoland Adventure series. It's this little, like, Robin Hood and his merry men. And this is just generic Lego head. You can see the smile is starting to fade. Very simple designs on it, and the pieces are coming very loose. This little feather in the hat falls off very easily. But a lot of these design elements, of course, carry through. Lego is a backwards compatible thing, so you can easily pick up Lego from the 80s or 90s and keep playing with them. Just say, they will do innovations in like the detailing on stuff. But like this bow and arrow and the quiver, this is basically the exact same bow and arrow that they sell today. Then some other cool ones. I've got this little ET. Which I got because I love ET. I'm not sure if this is custom or if it's just official and from like a very obscure like collector's series or something like that, but it's a very well done figure. And not so well done figure, but still I thought was fun when I picked it up. This is a custom Beetlejuice. The striping on the suit, it's clear that they just took a white suit print and then kind of haphazardly put these black stripes on. The pattern they used for his stubble it's a little too uniform. And for some reason they gave him black dynamite or green dynamite. I'm not sure if that comes from the animated series or if I'm just forgetting a scene where he uses dynamite in the movie. But yeah, that's my Beetlejuice. And another movie figure, this is Hades. I believe this piece actually comes from, there's a if I remember correctly, there is a Disney, there are a few Disney Legos, including a Disney Ursula. And so I think this actually is a piece from Disney Ursula, and the rest is custom. And he's got kind of a smarmy grin on. It's pretty well detailed. There's a lot of good line work on his toga. This is the first custom Lego figure I ever got. This is custom Lego Spider-Gwen. I got this because I'm a big fan of the original run of Spider-Gwen, and so when I was reading through that, I really wanted a Lego figure to display alongside them on the shelf. Lego didn't have a version of Spider-Gwen out at that point, so I got this custom one. And the thing is, I kind of like it more than the official. I have the official one, although it is dismantled and mixed in with all of the other pieces from the Daily Bugle set, which I haven't had a chance to put back together since I moved. So I don't have it to compare, but I like some of the detailing on here a little bit more. I especially like the little webbing on the side here. I feel like they did a good job with the back. And I think the thing that makes it better than the official one is just this hood is really well done, and it doesn't, like the other one, it looks a little goofier. And the hood is the coolest part of Spider-Gwen's costume, in my opinion. So I really am glad I got this. One weird thing, it came with a gun, like a sci-fi gun, and I don't know why. That's not really Spider-Gwen's MO. So, but yeah, so when I build the Daily Beagle set, I will use the official one, but this one will sit proudly beside all my Spider-Gwen comics. And now on to the X-Men Legos. I'm going to start out with the official ones. As far as I know, there have been 2 X-Men sets. There was one that was a helicopter and Wolverine on his bike and Magneto, and Deadpool was flying the helicopter. It was kind of a weird, random, like, mix of characters, and why does Deadpool have a helicopter here? And it was just kind of weird, but as an X-Men fan, I was very glad to get that one. So this is the X-Men from that set. We got him in his sleeveless yellow and blue costume with the hair, of course. And then this is from the other X-Men Lego set, which is the X-Men in the Blackbird fighting a Sentinel, which makes a lot more sense. This, of course, comes with the helmet. That's just awesome. Big fan of it. And it similarly has the goggles so that you can take off the helmet. It doesn't make a ton of sense why Wolverine would be wearing goggles, but you want the white eyes for the helmet. And if you need to, you can turn around for a normal face, and it does come with its own hairpiece. And this one is the classic yellow and brown outfit, so it's cool to have both the yellow and blue and the yellow and brown. Also, along with this set comes Storm. It's really cool to see a comic book accurate Storm costume with the cape. And of course, you gotta have the fearless leader. There's Cyclops. He is the simplest and probably the most boring design, but that fits because that's Cyclops. I love my boy Scott. And I have my 2 Magnetos. I prefer the red and purple one. Well, I guess they're both red and purple. The one that's mostly red with purple accents, which came with the helicopter set. And then this purple and red one came with the Sentinel set. But it's cool to have both varieties. So those are all the official X-Men Legos that I have. All these characters have a billion different costumes. It would be really cool to get one of Storm's white costumes. And it would also be cool to get Magneto's white costume that he has been wearing in the comics on Krakoa for the last little bit. And on to the custom X-Men Legos. And I'm going to show these off from the ones that weren't the best executed to the ones that were honestly could pass for official Legos. This is I don't even know where to begin with this. This is my Kitty Pryde Lego. Kitty Pryde is one of my favorite of the X-Men. And so I needed to get her in Lego form, but I'm just not very happy with this for a couple different reasons. First off, the face is just odd. She looks very angry. The hair is spot on, I think, especially if I think they were going for like an X-Men Evolution look for this. So the hair is spot on, but the face is just really wacky. The pieces are super loose, and so like the legs come off really easily. The head's stiff, which is good. So the head stays on, but the hair and the legs come off pretty easily. So most female Legos, not all, but most have this kind of tapering to give them an hourglass figure. Harder to see on Storm, but because her cape covers it, but there it is on Storm, and there it is on Spider-Gwen. But this one is just so extreme, and especially with the way that the yellow kind of like V's down, where it's like, yes, this is accurate to like an X-Men training uniform. It's so over exaggerated, and I can maybe forgive that if the paint job and the printing on the body and legs were better, but it's not. These are just very obviously printed on, and there's weird gradations with the boots. And then the hands are the normal, like the stereotypical yellow Lego hand, even though she has one of the realistic skin tone faces. And so these are, I assume, meant to match with the yellow on the costume, but because it's the weird print gradation, it doesn't. Like with the Wolverine, if the yellow on her costume was just a bold, normal, stereotypical yellow, because then it would match the hands. But no, it's just this weird print gradation that doesn't look very good. And when you mix that with like the extreme curve, the face, how loose the pieces are, this is one that I am definitely hoping to upgrade at some point. On to another one that I'm a little bit more forgiving of just in terms of quality, but it is kind of hard to realize who this is supposed to be. This is Rogue. And it does have the like white streak in the hair, although usually that white streak is like near the back or the middle, not necessarily in the front. She's wearing a jacket like she does in her classic 90s costume. And of course, she has the yellow, that yellow and green, which are her color scheme. But the jacket is like this weird like red, and it's almost like a Christmas jacket. She has a little bow at the top, which I don't think she's ever had in a costume. And the colors on the yellow of her body and the yellow on her legs don't match up that well. Also, the face is kind of this low quality, kind of stretched out face that you get with a lot of custom Lego figures. I wanted to get this because I still think it's recognizable as Rogue, and I had a Gambit, and you had to get them as a set. But it's just a lot of bizarre decisions were made with this. And speaking of Gambit, this one is really good. I like this a lot. I like the trench coat. They got the hair and the face done perfectly. He has his red eyes, and he's got like the little face sock that he wears. Comes with a bow staff. The one thing that I might add is get some like Lego cards to put in one hand. I think that would be cool, and a lot of cool detailing on the body. No real downsides here. This is when I think these figures fully move into, no, these are actually pretty good. Speaking of which, you have Sabretooth, which they got the costume perfectly with the fur here. The hair is great. Obviously, they just had to recycle some Wolverine claws to get those correct. And the face is recognizably Sabretooth, but I feel like they maybe could have done a slightly better job. I'm not sure why it's so gray, but the eyes, the teeth, those are great. You, of course, have the sideburns. I just feel like the head is the only thing holding this one back. However, for a Sabretooth figure, there's very little other you could do to make this work. And then on to Jubilee. Similar thing with the Gambit with this trench coat. Big fan of that. The hair, they found the perfect piece for that. They got her pink sunglasses. This is just excellent. Captures everything about the character. The only problem is that the body, the skin tone on the body, slightly clashes with the skin tone on the head. That's a little odd. But other than that, this is a near perfect Jubilee. And then you've got the two that I think could genuinely be mistaken for actual Lego figures. This is Mr. Sinister, and they did such excellent detailing all over the body. And the best part, of course, is the cape, which is two-sided. So you have a red side and a black side. It's feathered just like his cape in the comics is. This is spot on to what Mr. Sinister should look like. The printing is a fantastic quality, especially for all the details that you get in there. And Emma Frost. There are a lot of Emma Frost custom Lego figures, and most of them are bad. Most of them have like Rogue's weird low quality squashed face. A lot of them have very weird proportions. This one, however, is great. And one of the things about that is that it is her in her diamond form. There's a lot of great detailing on her bodice and her legs. The face is not squashed or stretched at all, just absolutely wonderful detailing. And the fact that it is her diamond form is just really cool. So there you go. Those are some of my Lego figures, just a very small little fraction of the collection, but definitely some of the coolest pieces and my favorite of my custom figures. So yeah, I'm going to keep collecting these, especially the X-Men ones. I want to have a full roster, or as full of a roster as you can get. The next ones up would be a Nightcrawler, which I have not seen a good version of, but I'm really hoping to. A Colossus, which I've seen a couple times, but there's just always been other figures I wanted more. And of course, getting a better version of Kitty Pryde and Rogue. And with that, I will bid you an adieu, my friends and fellow Vedsies. I will see you in the next video.